Hello all, this is Bear for the Bear Truth on the Apocalypse Jones Show. So I'm going to start off by saying this is not going to be a happy show, because I'm a very agitated man right now. Not personally, I'm good. I went out today socially distancing just to get some sunshine, but I went down to a shop to buy a large amount of compost and seeds. Now the reason I did that was because I'm starting to think in the long haul, the long term. One, I'm going to be stuck here for quite a while, like we all are in our own homes. So I'm making sure I've got something that can occupy my time, something that's therapeutic, because I find growing plants a very therapeutic pastime. And also it's productive because it will produce food for myself. So, and also as well, I look that potentially there are people in my street, in my local area, who may, as time goes by, have less and less access to fresh food, greens, fruits, vegetables. So I want to be able to make sure that I can in some way help those people who might need that. Malnutrition is a possibility going forward. I don't think the food supply, the food chain is going to be interrupted anytime soon. But as this goes on longer and longer and the lockdown gets more and more severe, that's not just here, that's around the world. We're going to start to see things disappearing off our shelves that we've taken for granted for a long time. We're going to have to eat seasonally. We're going to have to go back to what it was before the global culture. And that takes me to why I'm agitated today. People in crowds forcing their way into supermarkets. I walked away. People laughing and joking about this loudly on the streets. I walked away. The woman who looked at me in personal offence and mild disgust because I stepped away from her in a queue. I walked away. I didn't know how to answer her or what to say when she told me I didn't need to be like that. I still don't know what to say, really. To the greater British public, those who think that this is a joke, who panic buy, who go out to public spaces, intermingle, who defy the ban because of your all right, Jack, I'm okay attitude, you need to check yourselves. To the British government and your lacklustre response because you're too concerned about keeping the economy going so that your cronies who funded your campaign to get yourself in power on the false promises of Brexit, just so that they don't lose money. Check yourselves. To that same government who doesn't really care for the people when you ask us to lock down, you watch entire industries die in front of you. And you do nothing to help, thinking they can survive on a paltry pittance. Check yourselves. Within each generation, there comes a time that defines that generation, and this is ours. We either rise to fight and meet the challenge, or we get ground to dust beneath the mill of history. And that is where we are right now. Yes, this might be only impacting those with underlying conditions, or so we think. A news report of a 12-year-old girl with no underlying medical conditions is fighting for her life. I think she was 46-year-old nurse with no underlying medical conditions is fighting for her life. People are dying exponentially. The curve is increasing. We're 2 weeks behind Italy, but we're already ahead of the curve that they had because of the lackluster and the complete disregard, the arrogance, the naivety, the self-serving attitude of not just our government, but the people. So many of this country go on about Dunkirk and the Blitz spirit. They're going about, we fought 2 world wars, we can survive anything. Right now, our ancestors, I think they'll be face palming, for want of a better word, for not swearing my arse off right now. They'll be looking on in dismay and horror at the lack of social cooperation, community, the thoughtlessness, the lack of compassion. So I say again, this is the moment that defines our generation. This is the moment which will change our society irrevocably. We will see things happen now that we never thought would come to pass in war, let alone in peacetime. This is the fight of our lives. This is the greatest challenge. And all you have to do is act sensibly, be compassionate and kind, and stop serving your own self-interest and think of our community, our towns and cities that you live in, and ultimately our country and our civilization. Because those that die, we lose their richness from all. Those who die, we lose art, we lose science, we lose ideas, we lose loved ones, we lose those we care about. Your attitudes are going to cost lives, and they may be people you love. So, out of compassion and kindness, check yourselves, people. Change your behaviours before they're changed for you. If we don't come together now, the walls will come down, the military will be on our streets, and this will be a very, very different world. So as I said last time, whatever comes after, we have to fight for a better world. But right now, we have to fight to make this, right here and now, a world that we can survive in. So this is Bear, for the Bare Truth and the Apocalypse Jones Show. Rant over. Stay safe. I'll see you on the flip side.